G'day guys, James here from Lumen Sports doing another feature spotlight. Today I'm going to be running you through our new bookings system. What we mean by bookings is you can create resources, services, people that athlete or other staff can book time slots in. Some cases where you might want to use that, maybe you're a sporting team that have a physio that comes in 2 nights a week, and you can pencil in specific time slots that athletes can book rather than just sending a group message and go, hey, message in what time slot you'd like. Or, maybe you're a gym facility and you want to book out, ice baths or, recovery rooms that athletes can go in and book in time slots. So to begin the workflow today, we're going to go into the scheduler drop down and click on the booking section to take us here. So you can create a new booking equipment service by clicking the new button in the top right, or you can click on the triple dots to one that's already been created and click update. So here's one that I've created earlier. You can see we have a resource name here. So, what is the service or thing that I'm booking? Capacity. So in this case, it's a room. We can set how many people can be in the room at once. We can tick whether we want people bookings to be auto approved or not. Then we get here into access section. So admin is people that can edit this resource. So I'm down there as a creator, but I might be able to give another person in the organization access to be able to edit this resource. So maybe another gym trainer, you want to be able to access the resource, the recovery center. So you can specify who can edit this booking resource. This second section here, I can specify who can book the resource. So in this case, I'm making physio room. This might be another physio that I want that can basically just directly book out the room if they want. Or, I could search for specific teams or of athletes that can book out this directly. So then we get down into specifying what time slots are available. So this is only relevant if you're booking the resource directly. If you're using it in conjunction with like a class or a service, you don't have to align here. Classes and services will just look at the availability of the resource, not necessarily having to align the class duration, like RPMs being classed with booking the room duration in terms of what you specified here. They just look at the availability of the resource. So in terms of booking this physio room directly, we can specify the duration of the time slot. I've selected 1 hour. We can specify the start time increment. So set to 15 minutes. Athletes could book 9 a.m., 9:15, 9:30, and so on. Then we can offer buffer times before or after. So in this example, I've offered a 15-minute buffer time afterwards. So if an athlete booked in a 9 a.m. time slot, another user won't be able to book in until 10:15 because it's a 1 hour duration plus a 15-minute buffer. Down here, we have specifying the availability that these time slots can be booked for. So to do that, you just follow the prompts. You can click on and off what days it can be booked at, and then just filling in the fields here, you can specify what time resources or services can be booked to. And then we hit save, and that creates that room for us to be able to book. Then if we click the equipment tab, so equipment could be anything, it could be, as with the examples here, we've got massage gun, it could be ice bath, it could be, TheraBands, it's completely up to you, your organization as to what you want to be able to book. I'll just open up, we've created earlier being my physio table. So again, you can give the resource a name. You can specify how many you have in your team or organization. So we might have 10 massage tables that we have in our organization that can be booked at any time. You can specify how many can be booked at any one time. So maybe you want to set up, Pilates class, and you've got 10 reformer tables, and they can all be booked off at once or only one per person. So you can specify that here in the settings. Again, same thing with auto approvings. Everything from here is pretty similar. The main difference there was with resources, you can specify how many of that resource you have for booking. We'll just save that. Then we'll get into services. So services are a combination of rooms, equipment, and people in the system. So with the actual staff in the system that you can book, it'll look at their availability based on the scheduler feature as well as the availability of the room and equipment to make sure everything's available to be booked. So in the example here, it might be like James physio appointment as the example, if you spell right. Again, we're saying this is a service. We can turn auto approves on and off again. Again, same thing. Who's the admin? Who can book this resource? This might be, a certain team. So I'm going to say the men's team, can book this resource. Here's where things get a bit different for services. So I can specify the host of the resource. So I can say, I am the physio or the practitioner or the staff member that is running this session that needs to be available for this to be booked. I can specify the room it's going to be conducted in. So this is going to be in the physio room that we just edited earlier. And then, yep, you guessed it, you can also specify what equipment is booked at the same time. So my physio table has to be booked. And this is where, if you're running a Pilates class or something where multiple resources had to be booked at once for this class, you can specify, yep, we need 10 Pilates tables to be booked, when this resource is booked. From there, same process again. We can say, yeah, actually, I only want athletes to book in 30-minute time slots here, start time increments every half an hour. Buffers not required because they're nice and efficient and they'll just run through it. I'm actually only coming in on Monday and Tuesday evenings, so I can specify that here and go, it's only from 12 p.m. to 5 on these 2 days. So I'm specifying the time slot that this service is available, and then the system will automatically check both my schedule, the equipment schedule, and the room schedule to make sure everything's available in time slots. One last tab here from the web view, and then we'll show you how it looks like from an app perspective. But if auto approvals turned off, you'll see here a log of items that need requests that need approval, as well as just a list of all bookings that have been booked. And you can filter by all, the resource type, the status of the conflicted approval, things like that, just to help manage the resources from an organizational standpoint. That's basically it from the web perspective. In a second, I'm going to show you what it looks like from the athletes facing app. Cheers. So here we have the app screen. So to access this, you just have to open the Lumen mobile app. And then to see bookings, you just click more on the bottom right and then head over to the booking section. From here, you can choose to either go into and view my bookings, so stuff you've already booked, or you can create a new booking, which is what we'll be doing today. Here you can see a combination of services, rooms, and equipment that you can book. This will automatically be filtered to what has been specified by staff on the platform. So if athletes or staff can only book 1 or 2 services or rooms, they'll only see that here. So if we go ahead and book the physio appointment that we created earlier, we can see that's automatically selected to 30 minutes, which was the specified time frame we put for the service. So note that even though the room and the equipment had different booking time frames, because the service was set to 30 minutes, that's what we're booking here, regardless of the room and equipment booking specifications. It just looks at the availability there. Go ahead and collect that, go continue. And we can see here available days to select from. If you remember back to what we specified, it was only available on Mondays and Tuesdays to certain days. So here we're specifying what day we want to book in for, which we'll leave as today. And then we have all the available time slots. You remember we just specified from the afternoon with 30-minute increments, so we can see all the time slots available there. So I'll go ahead and book 1:30, click continue, and we'll just see an overview for that. And we can see here from an athlete or a user perspective, I'm also told that this requires approval from staff before it's actually locked in. So if I go ahead and confirm to book that, we can see here now I'm taken to my bookings page to see a log of everything, and we can see here that the current booking we've just requested is requiring approval on the staff perspective. And that's basically it from an athlete perspective in terms of how to book equipment, services, or rooms.